Hello, here's a quick video of my 2005 Corvette Z51 for sale. 86,000 miles, pretty darn nice condition for being a 2005, now in the year 2017, so 12-year-old car. 86,000 miles, just a shade under actually. I just changed the oil with Mobil 1, and I just spent a good 8 hours washing, waxing, detailing inside and out. Even cleaned up the exhaust tips. This is a Corsa Sport exhaust that I went with because it's got a really nice burble and pop on the deceleration. Sounds great under throttle, and then because of the chambering technology they have with it, is virtually silent on the highway, so there's no drone. Which for me, this is a fantastic road trip car because the trunk is huge, it's really comfortable, it's got plenty of passing power, and it gets an honest 25 miles per gallon on the highway, or on a trip with a bunch of miles. I've gotten 27, but if you put the gas to it in the corners, you're gonna knock it down to 25 or so. I did add the Z06 little mud flap things, but I've only had the car for like 12,000 miles or something like that, so it had already been sort of chipped up on the leading edges there, and then back here it's not terribly noticeable, but it is there. I'm mostly making this video just to point out some of the flaws, so that if you're going to fly and drive or drive a long way to come check it out, you don't have any surprises. The center console is cracked right there, and then it looks like the carpet just kind of shrank slightly because of the heat of the tunnel. I was thinking you could put some kind of a piece of plastic or metal as a spacer there to cover that up. I only think about it when I'm opening the door for my girlfriend, so it just hasn't gotten done yet. I put these Corvette racing mats in it from Lloyd's. They're custom fit, they fit really well. I actually have not shampooed them yet, so you can see that it's a little bit dirty. That is next on the list. I love that there's this little hidden button here, and as long as the key fob is in your pocket, you can pop the trunk open. And like I said, the trunk is huge. You can fit a big Rubbermaid container and then take this little deflector out and use a little bit more of that height and still be able to see over the top of it with the rear view mirror. Use the net pouch a lot for having groceries not slide around. It's got these hidden little compartments back here where I have an air pump, some rags, some jumper cables, and some others. Showtime kind of quick detailer if it gets crapped on by a bird or you hit a bug right in the middle of the windshield kind of thing. And there's another one of those pockets right over on the other side. Top comes off, fits in those little latches, and you can still hold a fair bit of cargo underneath it. That is one of those drink holders that pops in by the footwell for the passengers. You notice the electronic latch grabs that hatch and then pulls it down. That was one of the upgrades over the C5, where the car was so tight that you could slam the trunk all you wanted and it still wouldn't latch. You had to actually press it. There is a little bit of wear on the bolster from getting in and out, and that is just as bad as it was when I bought the car over 2 years ago, so that just goes to show you, if you get into the car gently, you don't have to tear it all up. Same thing with all these foot scratches and stuff from just I don't know, an elderly owner that I had bought it from. One of the other upgrades I did was these pedals. They have a metal clutch and brake pedal that my foot slipped off when it was wet one time. Unfortunately, I was in neutral, otherwise I could have hit either the garage door or the front of my garage. So anyway, those are machined billet aluminum pedals, and then I got the dead pedal and the gas pedal to match. Looks really good, works well. I love them, one of my favorite upgrades. And that is pretty much it. Other than that, it's kind of stock. I've got Coney adjustable sport shocks on, and there's a little bit of a story behind that. And then the stock radiator sprung a leak, so I put a DeWitt's all aluminum dual core radiator in. I thought, why get another $350 plastic end-tanked radiator, or spend the full $700 and get an all aluminum one. It's kind of like a piece of artwork. I will show you that in just a second. Pop the hood. fantastic sound. It is just the right level of noise without being annoying. The original owner ordered it with color matched fuel rail rocker cover deals, and you see you got the DeWitt sticker there. You can tell it's all aluminum, pretty nice looking weld. One of the real common failures on these Corvettes, or really anything with an LS motor, is that crank pulley. The rubber disintegrates and it starts to wobble, and if you hear a belt chirp, you know that that pulley's getting ready to go. So if you watch it, it'll wobble real bad. So that is SFI Racing approved from Summit Auto crank pulley that I put on. It was a major pain. Be glad that you don't have to do that now. And then I put this oil breather catch can because the internet lore said that you had to put one in, because otherwise the oil mist would get in and go back in through this line and get sucked through, and you'd make your intake manifold dirty. And I'm going to wave the BS flag on that, because there's never been any oil to drain out of that. But hey, it's installed and I have the stock parts if you want to put it back to stock for some who knows why. My battery terminals kind of died on me. I put these aftermarket ones on that, and then just made the little terminal covers work with zip ties. And the battery is newer. Yep, in March of 15, so it's only 2 years old. No issues there. I used a lot of the Mother's Back to Black on all this plastic. Here, out here, the XM antenna. This is a Z06 spoiler that I added. So all the black looks really good. I really like, with the black wheels, it seems to bring that contrast all together. Oh, that reminds me, one other deficiency is that this underhood light isn't working. There's not a problem with the fuse and there's not a problem with the bulb, but it has just never been important to me to dig into it any farther than that. Stock air filter, stock everything else. It's a fantastic car as is. Really doesn't need much of anything. I love the headlights. The HIDs are great, and this one headlight, you can see it now with the light lighting it up. It's a little bit crazed. It has not gotten any worse than that in the 2 years that I've had it, but it's there. Like I said, I don't want somebody to come a long ways, check the car out, and find that it was misrepresented. I love it. I'm gonna miss it, and if you're interested in why I'm selling that, we can have that conversation. Basically, I just bought a house and I'm looking to have a less expensive car and something that I can drive in the winter without killing the value of it, and without spending a whole bunch of money in fuel driving this, now that my commute's going to go from 2 miles to 14 miles each way. Have any questions? Call, text, email. Thank you.